It is finished. Into your hands I commit my spirit.
The soldiers guarding Jesus' tomb were no ordinary soldiers. They were the strongest, bravest soldiers around.
We are the strongest, bravest soldiers around.
Everyone knew better than to mess with them. These soldiers took their job very seriously. As they guarded the tomb, they worked hard to keep in shape. They did jumping jacks. They arm wrestled. They practiced their secret moves. They were ready for anyone who would try to rob this tomb.
We are ready for anyone who will try to rob this tomb.
No one would get past them.
No one will get past us.
And to prove how fierce they were, they gave their fiercest, scariest, strongest pose to everyone watching at home.
Ah!
But they were no match for the power of God.
We are no match for the power of God. What?
Scream. Suddenly there was an earthquake. It was a severe earthquake. It was so severe they could hardly stay standing. Then an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, rolled away the stone, and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning and his clothing was as white as snow. The guards shook for fear because of him, and they became like dead men. Then Jesus came out of the tomb. Jesus was no longer dead. Meanwhile, some of the women followers of Jesus were on the way to the tomb. They were bringing spices that they had prepared for the body. The last few days had been very hard for these women. As they walked, they cried together and comforted one another. They also wondered how they would be able to put the spices in the tomb. How would they move the stone?
How are we going to move that stone?
We'll roll that stone when we come to it.
But when they got to the tomb, they noticed something that shocked them. It really shocked them. It shocked them so much they jumped backwards and nearly fell to the ground. What was it they noticed, you ask? They noticed that the soldiers were nowhere to be seen and the stone was away from the tomb.
Where are the soldiers?
Where's the tomb? The stone rolled away. Why don't you look in the tomb? I'm not going in the tomb. But okay, let's go together. All right.
When they looked in the tomb, they couldn't find Jesus' body.
We can't find Jesus' body. I don't see it either.
And they were perplexed.
I'm perplexed. This is so perplexing.
They scratched their heads. They looked at one another in wonder and amazement. They were truly perplexed.
I'm so perplexed.
Suddenly, two men in dazzling bright clothes appeared before them. This terrified the women. And they bowed with their faces to the ground.
Why do you seek the living among the dead? Go, for the Jesus who you seek has risen.
Then the women remembered how Jesus had told them that he would be crucified, and on the third day he would rise again.
I remember how Jesus told us that he would be crucified and on the third day rise again. Me too.
And they ran back to the disciples to share what had happened.
We're running back to the disciples to share what has happened. Follow me.
At first, the disciples would not believe the women. A couple of them even ran to the tomb themselves to see if what the women were saying was true. But Jesus himself appeared to the disciples on more than one occasion. They talked with Jesus. They ate with Jesus. They hung out with Jesus. And they knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus had truly risen from the dead, and their lives and the whole world would never be the same.
We are never going to be the same.
Ever.
Nope. Never.
40 days later, Jesus met with his followers one last time. He gave them instructions.
Go make disciples of all nations, for I'll be with you.
And then he was taken up into heaven, and a cloud hid him from their sight.
Dudes, why are you guys standing there looking in the sky? Jesus will come back again just like he disappeared. But right now, get busy. You guys got work to do.
And we've got work to do too. We need to share this good news, the hope that we have in Jesus with the world. Jesus rose from the dead, and because of him, we can live forever with him in heaven. That is something to celebrate. Let's celebrate, guys!
Celebrate! We're celebrating!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah we are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Massive high five.
Hey.
I like your mask.
I like yours too.
Do you have gloves?
Hey, baby blue,
How's your TP?
we're running low.
Will you run out?
I do not know.
Oh, this quarantine, it isolates me from everyone I've ever known.
And the grocery stores are empty, and our TP's running low.
You already said that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you and me, in our social distancing quarantine, staying at home all day, at least 6 feet away. Oh, you and me, in our social distancing quarantine, we won't slam into four-wheel drive, because we'll stay inside. And if there ever was an outbreak here,
A really, really big outbreak.
and if everyone was sick but us,
We'd be the ones not sick.
then we could be the heroes.
We could be the heroes.
Yeah, we would be the heroes who would stay safe at home,
Not sick but alone.
quarantine distancing all the month long.
I like your mask.
I like yours too.
That baby blue looks good on you. How's it fit you?
Like a dream,
We should go out.
but we're quarantined. Oh, you and me, in our social distancing quarantine, staying inside all day, at least 6 feet away. Oh, you and me, in our social distancing quarantine, we won't slam into four-wheel drive, because we'll stay inside.
And if we ever go shopping, you know,
I'm scared too, but one day I'll go.
and we find some TV stuck on a shelf.
A double ply roll on a shelf. Then we could be the heroes.
Oh, we could be the heroes.
Yeah, we would be the
We
heroes.
would push it and pull it.
Push it and pull it, push it and pull it right off of that shelf. I like your mask.
I like yours too.
Will you join me in our social distancing quarantine?
Welcome back, guys. I'm Mr. Science. This is my assistant, Mortimore. Today we're going to show you a nice little experiment. First, you're going to want this glass.
Wait just a minute. Wait, you whippersnappers, for me. I'm a coming. Wait for me.
All right.
I
have a
am seeing
very-
your
I have a
science.
very special job for you.
Huh?
I have a very special job for you.
Oh, for me?
Yes, we're going to have 4 different substances. This is corn syrup, Keros corn syrup.
Ooh.
And then the second substance is water.
Oh, H2O.
H2O. And then the next substance is vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
And the next one is rubbing alcohol.
Isopropyl.
Isopropyl.
Ooh.
So first thing we're gonna do.
Wait, why don't the glasses all match?
Well, you
this
see-
one, this one.
you see-
What is wrong with this one?
You see, I'm not OCD, so it doesn't bother me.
Oh.
We're gonna take dark blue food coloring and we're gonna dye the corn syrup. Gonna get nice and really blue.
Oh, can I mix that?
Yes, you can mix that.
Oh, I mix.
And then we're gonna take
Oh.
we're gonna take
Thick.
the
Yeah.
water and we're gonna make the water nice and red.
Yeah.
Nice red water. Mix that.
I like to put some more in
Go
there.
for it. And then
I
finally
like
we're gonna
it.
take the
Oh,
rubbing
yes.
alcohol and we're gonna put green in the rubbing alcohol.
More. Yeah.
Just like that. Just like that.
Ooh.
And the rubbing alcohol and the
Yeah.
nice deep green we got there.
I mix. What do I do with this
Okay,
now?
we're gonna have you pour this in here.
In there?
Yes, I'm gonna explain something. We're gonna be sharing what is called the gospel today, right? Right, Mortimore?
Oh, in here?
Yes, in there. Pour that in there. And the first thing he's pouring down is dark blue. It's really supposed to be black, but dark blue works well too. This dark blue represents our sin in our lives, the things we do wrong. They're what separate us from God, and we're not able to be with God with our sin.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
and that's what this dark blue represents.
That is thick.
Yes, it is.
Thick.
Yes, it is.
Oh, they had Cato syrup back in my day.
Back in your day, they
Back
did.
in the day.
Back in the day.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
All right.
That's good.
Wonderful.
So we have the dark blue,
Ooh.
black, what represents our sin in our lives.
wow.
And then it didn't stay that way. We didn't have to stay separated from God because Jesus came and died on the cross for us.
He did?
And that's what the red stands for. It stands for the blood that Jesus shed. So we're going to pour that in there very carefully.
Ooh, careful. Very careful. Look at that.
Just like so.
Ooh.
There we go. And you can see the red. It's kind of dark.
I see the
But
red.
it does settle on top of the black.
On top of the black.
Because of the blood that Jesus shed for us, we can be made new and we can live with Jesus, and that's what the gold stands for.
Gold.
Living in heaven with God.
Ooh.
So we're going to pour the gold in.
Look at that. Oh. Look. Mortimer, look at that. Yeah.
And we get to be with God.
On top of the red.
Just like that.
Whoa.
Let's recap real quick.
Yes.
So the black represents our sin.
Yeah.
That keeps us away from God. The red, which is very dark, but is on top of the black, represents the blood that Jesus shed for us.
Yes.
And because of the blood, we get to be with God forever with Him.
Oh, wonderful.
And not only that, but we need to remember to grow in our faith.
What color is that?
This is a dark green, but it's supposed to be green.
Like we grow like a
Yeah,
plant?
we grow like a plant.
Oh.
So the green represents growing in our faith because we need to grow in our faith and continue to learn more about God.
Whoa.
Just like that.
Look at that.
So let's recap one final time.
Yes.
So the black represents the sin in our lives, what makes it so we can't be with God.
Yes.
The red represents the blood that Jesus shed, and if we are baptized, we get to be in the gold, which is we get to live forever with Him. And because of that, we need to be green and grow in our faith.
Wonderful.
Just like that.
Whoa.
Yes.
Nice job, Mr. Science.
Yes. That's about all the experiments we have for today, right?
Happy Easter.
Easter. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.